Yo, what's up, good people? It's your boy. I don't know if it's your boy, but yeah, it's your boy. Ni Mutoriah. Yeah, Happy New Year. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? Maybe. But Happy New Year to y'all. Today we're going to do the first ReRun of the year. And it's one of my favorite jams right now. It's called Inauma by BN, one of the biggest songs in Africa right now. Thank you guys for listening to local music. Thank you for being awesome to us. Sisi wasanii. Manzi, tunahitaji tena sana. So naongea as I wait for guys to join in the live. Sorry for the technical hitches. Tulifaa kwenda Instagram lakini technology bana. I thought I was young. I think I'm growing a bit old. Vile tafuta mse ako the early 20s kwa timu yangu. Ndio nisihate. Buds. Lazima kuwe kwa show. Anyway, we're going to talk about Inauma, the jam we recorded with BNMA. It's a song that was released last year. And it's song iliandikwa probably 2020 ama 2021. Yes, baby. Unataka kuongea na mimi? Oh, I forgot to say, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any, there are already a few questions zenye nimepata. And if you have any more questions that you'd like to ask, any questions you'd like me to, answer, unaweza niambia. So, my very first process, nikianza kurecord, ama tukianza, before hata tuanze kurecord, what I usually do, I first listen to the artist, I listen to the song, ikiwa raw, just to get a feel of what the acoustic version would sound like, because what I usually prefer to do is to keep the song as authentic as possible. So if I can be able to capture how the song sounds bila hata instrumentation, I think that's the best way to go about it. So the very first thing we did was sorry about that. The very first thing we did was I asked BN to play the song for me, acoustic too, bila hata madoido mingi. And I think that's an important part of the process. As a producer, you let your artists just, express themselves before hata uambie any changes nacha. Mseimbe from the top to the end. So I'm going to play the acoustic version, just the guitar and Bian's voice. As I wait for you guys to send some questions. Assistant wangu utanisaidia na maswali hapo.
Kukosana na wewe sikutarajia, kuwa mbali na wewe akimeniacha pabaya. Kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe akina kunywa na sasa mataambia nini watu Regina. Haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tulipeana majina. Leo baby kesho tomato, mitandao ikaleta fitina. Ukawa uambiliki na mikichwa changu na kikavimba. Nikawa sisemezeki, inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Hali ya mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea. Hali ya binadamu duniani ni kuzoea. Ndio nashindwa. Dance.
Shout out to my baby. Ameamua lazima kuwe ndani ya music video. Wana babu na kucheki. Kibamba.
Tutapendana milele.
Hey, Bona Vic West.
Nyimbo tulizopenda za.
All right, I think that's enough. Viquest maze, shout out to Viquest, one of the biggest producers right now in Kenya. Mr. Kuna. Asante sana kwa kutujoin on the live. Yeah. So as I was saying, the song making process. The first thing I do is I listen to the artist, and not just listening for the sake of listening. Ni kusikiza na una make sure ume understand what the vision is, what the artist wants. And for this particular song, Bien alikuwa anataka banga, but si banga tu regular, but banga bado, like ikue fast pace, ikue authentic bado, but iweze kucheza the same league na hizi mangoma zingine zenye zina pop in Africa. Of course mnajua kina kuna hapa hivi. And cause you know, mimi nakuanga msee anapenda acoustic, so I'm going to play you the first version of what we recorded. But we ended up changing it kidogo. My approach, as I said, I want to keep the song as authentic as possible. So most times nimejipata kwa hii noma ya kufanya song either ikue too slow ama isikue poppy. But if you want like a pop song, kama the whole idea of the song ni ikue a pop song, lazima saa zingine ucave na utengeneze pop song ama kitu yenye it's not too far away from, you know, what the rest of the jams are. Let me just reduce that volume kidogo. So basically this was my idea to start the song chilled, subtle. I'm going to play. Oh, sorry, I should have mentioned tukianza kurecord, mi wacha kwanza msanii ana record the song from the beginning to the end. Demo hata si lazima ikuwe perfect vocals, inaweza kuwa tu ni guide vocals rather, so that I use those vocals to create like simple pattern or rather loop yenye after hiyo sasa tunaweza we can build on the song. Yebo, if you have any questions pia make sure unaandika hapo hivyo kwa live either Instagram ama YouTube, and nitakujibu before tumalize hii show. So this is me playing the song with the demo vocals.
Kuwa mbali na wewe akimeniacha babaya, kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe leo na kunywa na sasa matambi ya nini.
Ideally kama umesikiza hiyo song vizuri, song inaanzanga na the rim shot right away, but mimi nilikuwa nataka zianze hapa hivi katikati, but that had to change ndio tuweze ku keep up na trend na ile current songs are. Haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tukipeana maji, leo baby kesho samosa mitandao ikaleta fitina, ukawa uamiliki na mechuki kichwani kanishika. Yeah. So nitaeleza tu venye mi naweza, mkisikia kuna pali nimeenda mbio sana mnaweza niambia, nitarudia. So I don't know, yeah, you can see the tracks. So right now I have 2 tracks, the acoustic and the vocals, and these are the guide acoustic and the guide vocals zenye mse amerecord from beginning to the end. So what I did with these 2, with the acoustic, because acoustic inakupea chords, so utakuwa na progression, so hata ukitengeneza instrumentation yako it will be itakuwa pamoja na what the song is about. So these 2 are what I built on. Bye. So later on kuna vitu ziliongezwa, but hizi vitu mbili ndio primarily I wanted to make sure they pop ama zinasikika. Hata ukisikia mix yenyewe, the only thing yenye nimeongeza kwa keys ni some very 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 calm pads. Zini pads fulani na I misuse them a lot because nasikianga zikisound poa. This is a plugin ya Logic inaitwa Calming Waves, and it's just playing that very simple chord ya notes mbili peke yake, a 1 and a 5. So that over the guitar, the acoustic guitar. And of course the kick. Let's get your pad. And then the rim shot. Yes, Bwana DJ Mark uko rada sana. Yes, this is like the very first version. This is the demo version we recorded before to change. So what usually happens, or what I prefer to do, tuna record tu kwanza song from beginning to the end to just get a feel of it, and then after the session you send the artist the song na pia wewe unasikiza, alafu utapata from listening to it you're going, kuna vitu utataka kuchange, kuna vitu artist atataka kuchange. Kama kuna vitu definitely hata lyrics zina end up zimechange. Kama I don't know kama ni hapa nimesikia nimesikia kitambo ilikuwa samosa.
Nakumbuka tukipeana majina. Leo baby kesho samosa mitandao.
I think which later changed to tomato. Nikawa sisemezeki, inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Chorus ikiingia, very subtle changes, because as I said before, nilikuwa nataka hii song iko as authentic as possible. So different from what you know me for, kuongeza vitu 1 million. Hii nilikuwa nataka ikuwe very 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 calm. So hapa hivi kwa chorus ilikuwa tu na a bass ya uzito, alafu one of my favorite plugins 16mm Dream, pamoja of course na the Calming Waves. Alafu kuna one more keys inaingia hapo hivyo katikati, alafu nikaiweka delay. That's it. That's the instrumentation hapo. Tumemaliza na sasa the rim shot. Here's my rim shot. Yes, and we also decided to have a dance break after the chorus. Ndo wase wa densi. Yes, naona DJ Mark akorada mbaya. And napenda kutumia risers, zinasaidia kuintensify a certain section of the song. So these are risers of course right before the drop. Pia inapelekana na my reverse vocal. Kama isikia ngoma zangu mob zinakuanga na kitu your sound. So basically that's that. Alafu melody ya chorus nimecheza na hii drum na nimecheza na guitar. Anyway, you get the idea that I'm na try tu kuambia. So ukirecord song, especially the first demo, it doesn't have to be perfect. Una record ndio tu usikie the feel, and then eventually you just change. But my advice would be, hata kama una record demo, just try and record quality poa, ndio in case you guys decide to go with the demo, because that has happened before. Kuna mara kadhaa zenye nimetengeneza song alafu una feel after me record vocals hazina the same vibes na za demo ama guitar ama whatever like you were playing before, so you end up going back to the beginning. So actually let me just play you ndio ilikuwa this was the beginning of the song before the new version sasa. Yep. And then as I said before, unamaliza alafu unapatia artist anaenda nasikiza, pia mimi naenda nasikiza, and we were not able to come back together kumaliza, but Polycarp continued with the production process after hiyo, and that's how you ended up with a very very iconic intro. Napendanga intro sana, na nilikuwa fikiria Polycarp amecheza hizo guitars, but ndio ni kijana anaitwa Benjamin Kabaseke. He's the one who played these very iconic guitars, which ended up being the intro of the song. And I think they really changed everything about the jam. So after tumemaliza, venye nilivyosema, kuna vitu kadhaa ziliongezwa. The guitars, there are some guitars played. Ivano Kwizera also came through with the bass, akacheza live bass. So the live bass iko kwa parts za verse, and then kwa chorus inabaki ile note moja moja yenye nilikuwa nimecheza. And then there were rolls, kuna drum rolls ziliongezwa, and BGVs of course by kina Xinia Manase and Lisa and Okelomex. So as you can hear, sorry, let me just copy the rim shot, because now with the new version the rim shot ilikuwa inaanza right away.
Kukosana na wewe sikutarajia, kuwa mbali na wewe akimeniacha babaya, kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe akina kunywa na sasa mandambia nini watu reji, haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tulipeana.
Yeah, also ningefaa kumention that it really helps if you are a fan of the music as well, because utaenjoy kutengeneza mziki yenye unatengeneza. Sorry, I just had to change the kick real quick because I realized that was not the final one. But yeah, this is closer to the final version.
Kukosana na wewe sikutarajia, kuwa mbali na wewe akimeniacha babaya, kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe akina kunywa na sasa mandambia nini watu rejina, haya mapenzi yalinoga na kumbuka tulipeana majini, leo baby kesho tomato, mitandao ikaleta fitina, ukawa uambiliki na miki.
Haya, sijui kama mnasikia Ivano Kwizera ameingia hapa kwenye bassista. So this is what makes this song interesting and different, because it's a mix of live bass na pia bass ya
babaya, kutengana na wewe imenibadilisha sana, nimetamani nilewe akina kunywa na sasa mandambia
sijui kama unasikia venye bass ina change the vibe of the song kabisa. Yes, pia kuna gitaa zingine tamu sana hapa Benja waliweka kwa chorus. And I love how subtle they are. I was not even there during the recording process, but I love how simple they are. Na zinapeana space bado in such a way that bado ukienda kumix bado unaweza kuna space mob ya kuacha vocals zikuwe katikati. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Inauma lakini nitazoea. Aliye mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea. From that ilikuwa two loops. Pia chorus inamekiwa ina pop more when nani anacheza the guitars. When Benja played the guitars on top of the acoustic guitar that was already there. So what happens when you play the same melody with different instruments? It makes the melody fatter and more beautiful because ni kubwa. Inakuwa, it gives it a wider range in terms of saturation. So it will sit in the middle of your mix, and that's what you want, because you want someone to listen to your song and remember the melody of particular parts of the song. This is how the chorus sounded before the guitar or without the guitars, and I'm going to play one without the guitars and then another with the guitars. You can almost not hear the melody, and ndio hii sasa na gitaa za Benjamin Kabaseke. I think mimi nimemaliza live yangu. Sasa ni maswali tu kama kuna yoyote. Kitu moja tu nilipenda hapa hivi nataka ku highlight tunataka kumention hiyo. Yeah, but other than that, I won't go into the mixing bit of it because it was mixed by Polycarp Otieno. Am I saying the truth? Ama nawadanganya. Ili mixiwa na Polycarp, and then it was mastered by a guy called Rob Burell. Mozungu, tami sijam meet, but alifanya kazi fiti sana. Thank you Polycarp as well for doing such an amazing song. Mix rather. Now the files that I do not have here is BGV's what's her name? Yeah, BGV's Lisa, Xenia na Okello. Yeah, it was mixed by Fancy Fingers. Yeah, I thought so. But basically that's the basic structure of the of the song. After tumemaliza unaenda unasikiza, and then either in the mixing process ama before ingia kwa mixing, you go back to your project and see if you got the best sounds that work for the song. So most times unaenda utakuta umechange either the kick kama the snare, depending on how you feel, because at the end of the day this is something I'm going to insist. A producer is only as good as their sounds. So you have to be very, very, very particular about the sounds you're using, down to the tone. Yani kila kitu lazima ukwe rada yake, ndio una make sure you have a sound and your sound ni unique, so that when someone listens to your music, they're going to listen and be like, this sounds like something Viquest has done, so that your music ikuwe na identity basically. So yeah, before niende, if you have any questions. Okay, so there's a question naona hapa hivi. The question is from a guy called Timotemi. So he's asking, how long did the whole project take on your side? So, for this particular song, the first version that I played you guys, we recorded it in 3 hours. And what really helped us to do that was the fact that the song had already been written, words zilikuwa zishaandikwa, chords zilikuwa zishaandikwa, na structure ilikuwa structure is how the song goes, like from verse to chorus to interlude, like all those things had been figured out. That's also another advantage of working with artists who've been doing that for a long time. So it took around 3 hours to come up with the demo that we did, that I played in the beginning rather. It takes around maybe 5 if you don't have those things, because you have to come up with the chords, especially kama artist. If an artist doesn't play an instrument for themselves, that means you have to figure out the chords with them in studio. And then also, if an artist hajamaliza kuandika, that's also another setback to kumaliza song. But yeah, I think hizo ndo vitu zinafanya msanii akwe mnoma. Kama msanii already anajua penye Kenya anaimbianga vizuri, kama anajua kucheza instruments, so already ako na chord progressions za songs zake, you'll take less time in studio. So there's another question over here by my good friend, producer of Love Song, K-Rob Music. He's asking, do you get royalties as a producer from a one-time payment? So this is something actually I want to do a masterclass on in March. Nita share dates about the masterclass we're going to do for producers only, because I feel like we need to share the information we have with each other, na pia tujengane tunahitaji kwenda the next level, because mi nimechoka kushindwa na watu wengine manze, na si ati ni wa talented kutuliko, si ni wanoma pia wa Kenya. So we really need to put Kenya on the map in a major way. So in March we're going to do a producers workshop, probably for like 3 days. Kama haitawezekana 3 days, at least 1 day, tuongele hizi vitu in depth. So about royalties, yes, I've been getting royalties from the songs I produced. No, not all of them, because in the beginning sikuwa na structure, like I didn't have a manager. I didn't also feel like I'm worth a lot, which is something that I've had to talk to myself, na pia ni realize kazi yenye unafanya, it's really worth a lot. So there are 2 types of royalties. Not royalties, there are 2 types of rights. Kuna copy, kuna master rights, and then kuna publishing rights. And if someone has paid for the production process, that's the executive producer. So most times than not, they're going to own the master rights. So they own the song. Publishing rights, ndio sasa hapo tunaongea kuhusu royalties, and that's where you earn from. So I was in the recent past, in the last few years, production yangu nimekuwa nikifuatilia on to make sure I have the document yenye inasema I own a certain percentage of publishing royalties from different songs. And yes, I've earned royalties from specifically this song we're talking about, Inauma. It was synced in a Kenyan Netflix movie this month, actually, inaitwa Disconnect 2, and Inauma is it's in the movie. You guys should actually watch that movie. And what that means is, ikiingia kwa show kama hiyo, pia mimi bana nasababishiwa pale hivyo kwa cheki. So it's very important for a producer to make sure you're not just recording. Una make sure pia unafuatilia na unapata split sheet. Split sheet is a document that shows this is the percentage I own of this song, so that you make sure you never know where that music goes. Kesho unaweza kuta Kanye ameisample But also kuna kitu ingine kuna kitu ingine Tim Rimbu aliniambia juzi na ili make sense sana. If you look at a producer's career versus an artist career, utakuta kuna mara mob career producer imeenda hivi na artist imeenda tu hivi kipanda. Na most times than not ni kwa sababu producers wana focus on making that money ya session. Unaambiwa 50k 40k 20 30 unachukua mbio mnamaliza kurecord unaenda home, but the real money is in publishing and in royalties. So my advice would be make sure you understand that a bit more. Kama huelewi hiyo story ya rights na royalties, make sure uta-attend your workshop yenye tutafanya in March, because we're going to talk about these things tukiwa na lawyers na people who understand them a bit more. Yeah, if hakuna swali lingine, I think we are done. Thank you so much guys for being with me. If you have any questions after this live, you can just write them down kwa unaweza ziandika hapo hivyo kwa nini yangu, and then I'll make sure if I see nita reply. Or there's someone who asked who mixed and mastered the song. It was mixed by Fancy Fingers, Polycarp Otieno, mastered by Rob Burell. Sijui kama naisema vizuri, ni jina ya mudhungu, naweza kuwa nimekosea. Yeah, I think tuko sawa sana. Asanteni guys for coming through. This is the ReRun. The ReRun, and eventually pia I'll get different producers for different songs. So if you have any songs that you want me to cover, hata kama si mimi nimeproduce, but zenye easy ya kufanya ni zenye mimi nimeproduce, because ni mimi, I don't need to get someone else. But if you have any other songs that you would want me to cover, if you have any questions about production, the production process, make sure you DM ama uandike tu kwa comments. I'll see, I'll reply. Thank you so much. Have a lovely January. Imagine January imeisha mbio. See you soon. See you next week for another episode of the ReRun. Sorry about the delays with the technology. Tutatafuta mtu myangu kesho bana tusaidia na hizi vitu. Also shout out to my videographer and lighting engineer na kila kitu. Anaitwa Masereti pale hivyo kwenye Dex, ni ananisaidia kufanya hii kazi. Alright. Asante. I think tuko sawa, sindio?